Untrue Unreal is Anish Kapoor's new art exhibition, which opened at the end of 2023 at Palazzo Strozzi in Florence, Italy. And in this new exhibition, the famous Indian artist mixes the unreal with the improbable or untrue, as suggested by the title of the exhibition, to alter or deny the perception of reality. So soon as you enter the building, you are welcomed straight away by this large pavilion that serves as both as a point of arrival and departure in the dialogue between Kapoor's art and the Italian museum. As you just saw upon entering the sculpture, visitors are confronted by a triad of rectangular voids that invite the viewer's gaze to sort of enter these empty spaces, offering a meditative experience of space, perspective, and time. So the first work you encounter upon entering the building is named Sambu, and it's made of a mass of malleable wax that moves on rails along a nearly 66 feet, 20-meter path between two rooms of the building, shaping the material it is composed of in relation to the architecture of the museum. Along the journey, with an almost imperceptible movement taking half an hour each way, the block of wax leaves traces of a deep red passage, suggesting metaphors of birth while also evoking perceptions of death and violence. The Sanskrit term svayambhu translates into what is self-originated. Here in the meantime, you can see in a fast-forward sequence the block of wax moving into the door and entering the other room. So the name of the art piece translates into what is self-generated and corresponds to those Christian sacred images created without human intervention, but that are miraculously impressed on a material. Just as in these traditional representations, the artist's intervention is absent, replaced by an invisible motor that moves a monumental block of wax. So in this self-generated work, Kapoor eliminates all traces of human presence or action. Stepping into the second room, you encounter, to reflect an intimate part of the red, which is a seminal sculpture from Kapoor's early Pigment works that established him as a profoundly original voice in the contemporary art scene. So the artwork features a suggestive combination of yellow and red pigment forms that appear to emerge from the floor, fragile, almost divine, yet effectively present. Moving into the next room, you encounter Endless Column, which references Constantin Brancusi's famous sculpture La Colonne sans fin from 1937. If Brancusi suggested an upward thrust towards infinity, Kapoor, in bringing the architecture of the gallery into play, pushes its research into yet further imaginary realms. Moving on to the next set of works, you can see here Non-Object Black from Kapoor's groundbreaking body of black works. Vantablack, the highly innovative material used in this work, is made from carbon nanotubes, able to absorb more than 99.9% of visible light and making the contours of the object invisible. The result is the disappearance of the third dimension, allowing Kapoor to bring into question the very idea of the physical, intangible object and to present forms that dissolve in front of the viewer's eyes. In these visual, astounding works, Kapoor prompts visitors to wonder about the very notion of being, and proposing a reflection not only on the nature of the objects, but also on the non-material aspects that permeate our world. Exhibited alongside the sculpture are two recent works that further Kapoor's exploration of the void object in its potentially paradoxical relationship with what he has termed the proto-object. In these works, the viewer is confronted with an entity that is made of absence. The intense experience of the non-object from the previous room continues with Gathering Clouds, a work composed of four concave monochromes that constitute a poetic symbiosis of Kapoor's languages of color, mirror, and void. The concave form has frequently been explored by the artist in works that absorb the surrounding space into either meditative darkness or reflective distortion, thereby creating an active space in the foreground in which the viewer might experience a sensation of vertigo or disintegration. Flesh, organic matter, body, and blood are recurring and fundamental themes in Kapoor's artistic creation. In this room, dramatic, eviscerated, and devastated intimacies are presented, such as the large sculpture, a blackish fluid excavation, evoking the contoured shape of the uterus insides, a form that invades the space and the senses of the audience. On the wall, Kapoor's silicone installations are shaped with fluid forms that appear to the viewer as visceral masses pulsating with their own life almost. These structures twist, expand, and contract, evoking a sense of continuous movement and transformation. So these works have pretty evocative titles, such as Tongue Memory, Today You Will Be in Paradise, 3 Days of Mourning, and First Milk. The genesis of these paintings can be found in the waxworks that Kapoor began in the early 2000s. He has referred to this body of works as his Face of Blood, dominated by the color red, as a medium to express both life and death. The notion of boundaries and the duality between subject and object are central to Kapoor's mirror works like Vertigo, Mirror, and Newborn, present in this room. works that again pay homage to Constantin Brancusi's formal experiments. With their inverted reflections, the specular is thrown into the realm of illusion in works that seem to defy the laws of physics. These large-scale sculptures reflect and distort the surrounding space, enlarging, reducing, and multiplying it, providing a sense of unrealness and destabilizing sensation for the viewer. The exhibition concludes with Angel made with large slate stones covered in numerous layers of intense Prussian blue pigment that suggest the transformation of slate slabs into pieces of sky, transfiguring the concept of purity into a material element. In Kapoor's words, if art is about anything, then it's about transformation. It's about changing one state of matter into another. And that happens not by willing it to change, but by some strange process of manipulation, which I wouldn't know how to talk about. I am sure if I were to insist that these forms were queried blocks of Prussian blue, you'd believe me. Here are some words from Kapoor himself.
Obviously, we live in a world of opposites, day and night. Supposedly, we manufacture good and bad, but in form, there's convex and concave, or the other way around, concave and convex. Everything else is flat. So the whole world, male and female, onward and onward, the whole life and death, if you like. The whole of our being is linked to duality. I'm Indian.
Thanks for watching.